Hi guys! Now I'm very privileged to be here with Grandma Leah, who has just celebrated her 100th birthday. She was born in 1918. Now Grandma Leah is not actually my grandma, she's my husband's grandma. So we're very pleased to be here chatting to you and wanted to ask you a little bit about how you feel you have reached this grand old age, because I don't know if you can see where you're sitting, but Grandma Leah looks decades younger than 100, and she's also as sharp as a pin. So Grandma...
I really don't know how I've reached this age. The time has passed so very, very quickly. Maybe because I've always been so very busy.
Yeah.
But from my childhood, I was brought up very, very strictly, and my mother, in those days you couldn't buy ready-cooked food, and my mother was always very busy cooking, but no sweetmeats of any kind. We didn't have sweets, I wasn't allowed to eat sweets or chocolates. The only chocolate sometimes as a treat were burnt chocolate almonds that you used to be able to buy in St Mary's Gate, which is now off Market Street. And my mother cooked very good healthy food, but I was always a healthy child. But as I grew older, I developed this arthritis. And when I was pregnant with my second child in 1944, I had this dreadful, I used to have to lie on a board underneath the mattress of the bed. And if I was sitting in the garden, I couldn't sit, I had to lie down on this board. It was purgatory. And someone advised us to go, my husband and I, to go to a nature cure place which was in Bristol. It was called Tower Lees. And we both went because he was in the fire service and he got drenched many times during the war, and he developed rheumatism, which killed him in the end. And we went to this place not knowing what it was about, and we were really blindfolded, and he arrived with a very bad headache. And I said to the man that opened the door to us, we came rather late at night, it was a long journey from Manchester, and I said, I've got a splitting headache, have you got anything I can take to relieve it? And he said, I'll relieve it for you. And he took me into a little room, laid me on a bed, and started manipulating my head. And I had to scream out in terror. It was so painful, but it cured that. I said to my husband, you know what, we've come to a crackpot place here. I don't know what they're doing, but that was very good. And we had treatment. The treatment was that we had to fast. And we fasted. I fasted for 8 days, just having 5 cups of liquid in the day. And my husband, he fasted 14 days. But it was fine. In between, we had a regime to do.
A what, sorry?
Like a regimental thing.
Oh, I see. Right. Okay. A regime. Yeah.
Yeah. And the regime was that on top of the fasting, you had to go into a cage, lie down on a bed into a cage, which poured out lots and lots of heat, and they covered you with waterproof coverings, and you perspired and perspired and perspired, and that took the acids away from your body. And then you had to have a sitz bath. 1 bowl of water for your feet, cold water, and another one for your backside to go into, which was hot water, and you did that alternately. It was called a sitz bath.
A sitz bath?
Sitz.
Right.
Yes. You had a bowl of hot water and a bowl of cold water at your feet, and at your backside you had a bowl of hot water and cold water, and you did that alternately.
On your bottom?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
And I don't know what that did, but it's supposed to get rid of all the acid in your body. And I can see myself doing it now. And you had nothing to eat, and you walked, you thought you wouldn't be able, but you had to walk. And it had lovely grounds to this place, and we used to walk for miles. And you think you can't do it because you're not eating, but you're drinking these 5 cups a day, and you can do it. And it gets a lot of the toxins out of your body. And then you gradually go on to food, but you don't go on to a meal. They give you grapes. The first meal you have is a bunch of grapes. They count them out. And you take those for the first meal, and then later on they give you a few more, the next meal, until they gradually put you onto food. And it takes about 3 days to do that, because it'll spoil everything if you take a hot meal. You think I'm going to have a good meal after that, but you can't have it because it's dangerous. And when they think we went for 3 weeks, and after the 3rd week we felt really good. But they taught us things in there. We had lectures in the evening, and one of the things they taught us was if you've got aluminium pans, throw them out, because you can get aluminium poisoning. There was no mention of dementia in those days, we didn't know about it. But it said it affected your brain, the aluminium, when you're cooking it.
So you threw your pans out, didn't you?
When I came home, I had swan pans, and they were like silver, and I threw them in the bin, and my mother went mad. She said, I think you'd gone to a crackpot place, and I don't know why you're throwing these pans away. So I said, well, we've been taught about them, and it's logical. So we went out and bought stainless steel, which I use till today. And we kept going back to this place until they closed down, and then we found other places in Newport Pagnell, and in outside Plymouth. We went to another place, very good places, which they had the similar regime to what Bristol had. But then we stopped going, because we were too busy working.
Because you were also working.
I was working at the time, yes, I was working. I was working full time from when I was 22. My father died in 1941 and left a very good business that they built up. And you couldn't sell a business in 1941, the war was on. So I decided, against all odds, that I would keep it going, and I did, until I was 75. I went full time.
So, any advice for people out there who would like to live a long, healthy life? Any tips?
I never smoked. I've had an occasional whiskey with lemonade. I've led a very clean life. I have worked hard, but I have travelled a lot. I've had a lot of assistance from different people in my latter years, and I'm very grateful for it. And hard work never killed anybody. Worry kills you. If you've got worries, try and forget them or try and push them away. I know it's easier said than done, but worry can kill you. And that's my advice. I've never been a sweet eater. I'd rather have savoury dishes. But I don't know whether sugar has anything to do with it or it isn't. I like to have, every morning they taught me to have at Townies, half a squeezed lemon with a tablespoonful of honey. And that's what I take every morning.
In water?
fill it up the cup with water, and that's what I have. And if I haven't got any lemons or any honey, I just have plain boiled water. And I very rarely have tea. I may have 1 cup of tea a day. And I don't drink coffee at all. I never drink any sugary drinks. What I have now here, I like to have a tumbler of tomato juice. That's what I have every day at lunchtime. But I don't know whether that contributes anything at all.
Who knows, who knows. But we're all inspired by you. Thank you so much for telling us a little bit about your history and how you got to this amazing age. Looking absolutely gorgeous, and as you can tell from that speech, absolutely sharp as you were in your teens. So thank you so much, Grandma, for talking to us. Do you want to say bye-bye?
Bye-bye.